Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to the channel. We are in part 2 of new brake lines for the 240SX. So I did a couple things different this time. I got some new nuts for the end. They seem to be a little bit better quality. I'm hoping that they don't strip when we put them on. Second, I got a new flaring tool. I got a professional style flaring tool. I paid a lot of money for it. It's apparent the difference in the amount of money you spend and the quality of flare you get. I will admit I've done a couple practice flares with it already, and they don't even compare. I can obviously see how crappy my original flares were. So we're going to get some really good double flares this time, and we're going to, hopefully everything's going to seal up. So I'm going to start by taking all the old brake lines off. What we're going to do is we're going to flare them before we bend them or put them in. That way we can get nice clean flares in the vise, and then we will put everything back together. So let's get started ripping these crappy ones out. Alright guys, that did not take too long. So, obviously here's the new lines. Yeah, apparently some of them were so crappy that they broke off. So yeah, no wonder they were leaking. We're going to go ahead and give this another shot with the new tools. And I will show you how the new tool works. Like I said, it was more expensive, but I guess worth the money if it works. So we'll find out. What we're going to do is we're going to make our new lines about the same length as these, and we're going to flare them and put the ends on now. That way it's all done, and then we'll work them back into the car. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the new flaring tool we're using. Hopefully you can see this. And you know, so the old flaring tool we were using didn't work out for me. This is the new one we got here. It was more expensive, obviously, but it flares perfect flares. Perfect. I mean, just simply perfect. And it's really easy to use. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to cut a little piece of brake line off, and I'll show you how to use it real quick. Alright, so you got your piece of brake line. What you want to do is you want to camfer the inside. So I couldn't find a deburring tool small enough, so I basically just used a razor blade like this, and I deburred the inside, and just got a nice little camfer on the inside of this, made sure there was no burrs. And then basically what you do is we're going to switch this to OP0, and comes with dies. It comes with different size dies for, I think, 4 different size hoses you can do with this one. So basically you set it up on the die that you want. We're going to flip this over, and what we're going to do is, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to press this in until we get the brake line to 0. And basically all this does is it just lines the brake line up perfectly with the edge here. Then we're going to switch to OP1 for 3/16. Make sure this is nice and snug, and you're going to push until it stops. Right now we'd have a bubble flare. We're going to switch to OP2 for 3/16. We're going to push until we stop, and that's it. And there you have it. Perfect bubble flare. I mean, it's literally looks perfect. I hope you guys can see this. Let me take you out in the light here. Literally perfect every single time. I already finished the brakes on the 240. I did everything to them, and they worked perfectly. No leaks at all. So we're good to go, and we ripped on the 240. The footage from ripping on the 240 was Not the greatest because I put the camera on the hood and it was really loud, but hopefully we'll get a couple clips so you guys can see. All right, guys, so I got the brake lights all, or brake, yeah. All right, guys, I got the brake lines all finished. It starts from right here at this union, right there, goes down. Let's take a look underneath. Runs all the way across the bottom of the car, up to my T right there, and it splits off to both sides. We got our new steel lines. They're hard to see. I already put the wheels back on. But we got our new steel lines. I also bled all the brakes already with the help of my buddy, but we did the longest one first, which would have been the driver's side rear, passenger side rear, passenger side front, driver's side front. I think we're all good to go, but obviously we won't really know until we go out and feel it out and see what it does. So getting ready to lower the car back down, and then I think we can go take it for a quick test drive. My blow-off valve isn't installed yet, so it's not going to make boost, obviously, because there's a giant hole in my intake pipe, but should be okay. We should still run. So let me get the car down and then let's see what happens. All right, guys, so the 240SX is running. I don't know how it's going to run. This is probably the first time I've drove it in about a year. It does not have a good tune on it. It's got a bass map on it to get it started. It's running super rich right now, and I'm sure you can hear it misfiring, but we're going to drive it around the block. I'm going to put you guys on the hood because I did get the blow-off valve hooked up, so maybe it'll make some cool turbo noises. I don't know. Ooh, goddamn, that gets me so pumped. The 240SX makes cool turbo noises. So yeah, two things I'm sure you guys can tell. My wastegate is not dumped to anything, and it is extremely loud. So we're gonna have to dump that into the exhaust or something. Also, I don't think the blow-off valve is opening because I can hear turbo flutter, which leads me to believe the blow-off valve is not opening and the surge is hitting my compressor wheel. But the air-fuel ratios were all over the place, but it was super rich in boost. I mean, so it was richer than 10 in boost. When I would get off of the acceleration, it immediately went to full lean. So obviously we need a, we were good for the boost passes because, like I said, we weren't lean during boost, but yeah, it definitely needs a good tune. So, but that was definitely a good first shakedown. I haven't drove this car in probably about a year. I'm so excited. It makes cool turbo sounds. It's definitely faster than the 300ZX TT. So yeah, we're probably going to keep working on this and get my buddy Aaron over here to help me tune. So stay tuned for more on the 240. I drove it over to get my hair cut and it's not going to hot start. So I'm probably going to have to wait for it to cool down. But I don't see anything leaking disastrously. It smells kind of funky, but it's probably just stuff burning off because it hasn't ran in probably almost a year. And as you can see, it's dirty. It's real dirty. I was kind of hoping to drive it to the car wash, but I don't want to go that far. So, but anyway, yeah, good first shakedown. So this was brake, lines part 2. Hope this helped. Hope you guys enjoyed how to not flare brake lines and how to properly flare brake lines. The second time I did it, everything sealed up perfect. So yeah, all in all, I think we're in good shape. If you like my channel, like, share, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more Nissan action, especially with this 240. I can't wait to get this thing tuned and take it out and see what stuff it can do. I mean, you know. Oh, by the way, those pulls were only on the highest I got on my AEM boost gauge was only about 5 psi. So the wastegate's supposed to be set at a 10-pound spring, but obviously it's not exact. So yeah, we're gonna turn it up, but stay tuned. Thanks for watching.